door yawned open like a silent confession, stacks of cash glinting under the study lamp. And for the first time in his powerful life, Jonathan Reed felt his heart pound with something dangerously close to fear. Jonathan had built his empire on certainty. He trusted numbers, contracts, and control. People, on the other hand, had disappointed him too many times. Business partners vanished when profits dipped. Friends faded when the headlines cooled. Even family ties had thinned to polite holiday calls. So when rumors reached him that money had gone missing from his house, his instinct wasn't to forgive, it was to test. Mary Collins had been his maid for nearly 3 years. Quiet, punctual, eyes always lowered, she moved through the mansion like a soft prayer. She arrived before sunrise and left before dusk, never asking for favors, never lingering where she didn't belong. Yet whispers crept in, an accountant's raised eyebrow, a security guard's half-formed sentence. Jonathan hated doubt more than theft, and doubt had lodged itself deep. So he devised a trap. He dismissed the staff early one Friday afternoon, claiming a business emergency. Then he opened the wall safe in his study and left it conspicuously ajar. He placed a small camera among the books, angled just right. The test, he told himself, would settle everything. If Mary was innocent, he would apologize, perhaps even reward her loyalty. If not, he would finally have proof. When Mary returned to finish her chores, the house felt different. The air was too still. She noticed the open door to the study and paused. Jonathan watched from the security room, breath held. Mary stepped inside. She froze when she saw the safe. For a long moment she didn't move at all. Jonathan leaned closer to the screen, expecting the familiar choreography of guilt, furtive glances, quick hands. Instead, Mary's shoulders trembled. She pressed her palms together as if in prayer. "Oh no," she whispered, her voice barely audible through the speakers. She didn't touch the money. She backed away, eyes wet, then hurried out of the study. Jonathan frowned, unsettled. Minutes passed. He expected her to leave the house and call someone, anything. Instead, she returned, holding a folded piece of paper. She placed the note gently beside the open safe. "I'm so sorry," she said softly, as if Jonathan were standing right there. "I know this must be hard. Please forgive me." Jonathan's chest tightened. Forgive her for what? Mary closed the safe with careful hands and locked it. She wiped her eyes, straightened the books, and left the study exactly as she had found it, except for the note. Then she gathered her bag and walked out the front door. Jonathan sat frozen. The trap had sprung, but not the way he'd planned. He rushed to the study and snatched the note. The handwriting was neat but worn, as if the pen had been borrowed. "Mr. Reed." I noticed the safe was open. I didn't touch anything. I locked it because I was afraid someone else might see. I know there have been things missing lately. I promise it wasn't me. I would never steal. My mother raised me better, and God sees everything. If you still don't trust me, I understand. Thank you for letting me work here. It helped more than you know. Jonathan's vision blurred. He hadn't cried at his father's funeral. He hadn't cried when his marriage collapsed under the weight of his ambition. But now, alone in his vast house, tears fell freely. The next morning, Jonathan called Mary and asked her to come in. His voice was unsteady, and she heard it. When she arrived, she looked smaller somehow, bracing herself for dismissal. Jonathan couldn't meet her eyes at first. He gestured for her to sit, then finally spoke. "I set a trap," he said plainly. "I left the safe open. I wanted to see what you'd do." Mary's face drained of color. Her hands clenched in her lap. "I'm sorry if I failed you," she said. "I tried to do the right thing." "You did more than that," Jonathan replied, his voice breaking. "You showed me who I've become." He explained everything, the rumors, the camera, the test. With every word, the shame grew heavier. Mary listened without interruption, her expression calm but sad. "I've been accused before," she said quietly. "People see my job, my clothes, and they assume. It hurts, but I've learned to leave the truth in God's hands." Jonathan swallowed hard. The money that went missing, it wasn't you. We checked again, it was a bookkeeping error. I doubted you for nothing. Mary nodded, relief flickering in her eyes. I want to make this right, Jonathan said. Not with money alone, I want to rebuild trust, starting with mine. He offered her a raise, paid time off, and something more unexpected, respect spoken aloud. Mary accepted the raise with gratitude, but what mattered most was the apology. In the weeks that followed, something changed in the house. Jonathan stopped hiding behind walls and screens. He asked Mary about her life. He learned about her late mother, her church volunteer work, her dream of sending her younger brother to college. Trust, he realized, wasn't a risk, it was a gift. One evening, months later, Jonathan hosted a small dinner for staff and neighbors. As laughter filled the rooms, he caught Mary's eye and smiled. She smiled back, unafraid. The open safe had been meant to expose betrayal. Instead, it revealed a truth Jonathan had forgotten. Integrity doesn't announce itself loudly. Sometimes it whispers, locks the door, leaves a note, and walks away with dignity. That night, Jonathan stood alone in his study once more. The safe was closed, but his heart was finally open. He knew now that wealth could buy many things, but trust was earned, humility was learned, and grace, when given freely, could change a life. And for the first time in years, Jonathan Reed felt truly rich.